Hello Rebels, it's good to be here bringing you another What If. This What If is about what would happen if Vader went back to the Phantom Menace through the world between worlds. Let's dive in and see what it's all about, shall we? Vader was sent to Malachor to find the rebels and to stop them once and for all. Vader showed up to find the rebels working with Maul to get the Sith holocron that was in the temple. At the top of the temple, Vader started to fight Anakin's Padawan Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka and Vader traded blows back and forth while the temple came crumbling down around them after Ezra took the holocron from its resting place atop the Sith temple. Ezra was pushed out to safety by Ahsoka, leaving her there with Vader. This was the last moment that Ezra saw Ahsoka until he found the world between worlds thanks to the Empire digging around on Lothal. Ezra had no idea what he would find in there. He was shocked when he came across a portal that showed Ahsoka fighting Vader nearly 3 years after the fight actually took place. In a moment of fear for Ahsoka's life, Ezra pulled her through the portal, saving her life. There was times when Vader felt like he was being controlled, and this was one of those times. Vader had often been referred to as Palpatine's lapdog. He hated the feeling that he wasn't free. He didn't want to come to Malachor to fight the rebels, not because he didn't want to get rid of them, but because he was being controlled and somewhat forced to come here. However, it was his master's request that he come here, and he did and will obey the requests given. When Vader saw Ahsoka go through the portal and disappear, he knew that he had to find the opening to this world. After all, the world between worlds could help him change so many things that he regrets in his life. Once Vader left Malachor and got back to Coruscant, his excitement and resolve to find this portal was that much stronger. Now, this excitement was something that he couldn't hide from Palpatine. Palpatine, upon seeing Vader arrive, knew something had happened and could see a small flicker of Anakin and the new resolve within Vader. Palpatine can't let this stand and needs to squash this resolve and put him back in his place. Vader didn't enjoy being shocked by Palpatine. It hurt at first, but by now, he had gotten used to it. This time was different because he would be forced to give something up that could change his life significantly. He didn't like that Palpatine could get the answers that he wanted through torture. After all, shouldn't a master train you and hope that you surpass them? How did his life get this way? There was one moment where everything changed and he had to go back and change his fate. After all, he did miss his loved ones and knew that he had to find this door before Palpatine did. It took some time, but Vader did eventually find the door to the world between worlds on Lothal. It couldn't be coincident that Ezra was the one that pulled Ahsoka through after just leaving the battle with the holocron. Now that Vader found the portal, he could go back and change his fate so that he didn't end up as something he despises. And that was about finding the right point in time that was the turning point for his life. There were a lot of moments that changed his course. When he killed all of the Tuskens, when he killed Count Dooku, when he stopped Mace from killing Palpatine are all just a few that he would change. However, the one that could change all of that is the moment that Qui-Gon died. To change this moment, Vader knew that he had to intercept Maul before he could find and kill Qui-Gon. Vader had to find Maul just before he got to the hangar on Naboo. It took some time for Vader to find the portal that would lead him to Maul on Naboo, but once he did, he stepped through to put an end to the life that he has grown to hate. Catching Maul off guard did work somewhat in Vader's favor. However, Maul was trained very well in the dark side of the Force, and the battle went on longer than Vader would have hoped that it would. Maul quickly grew accustomed to fighting Vader, but he could see Maul getting angrier the longer the fight went on. This would be his downfall. After all, giving in to your emotions in a battle and having it go poorly was something that Vader knew all too well. This was how Anakin lost his limbs, after all. This battle would end the same way, with Maul dismembered and left for dead on the plains of Naboo, with no one to come to his aid. With Maul out of the way, and with Qui-Gon's safety now ensured, Vader could return back to his own timeline. He couldn't wait to see how things would be different for him. He didn't know what to expect upon returning to his own reality, but it had to be better than when he left it. Upon returning, Vader quickly realized that he didn't need his suit to survive anymore. When he took off the suit, he couldn't believe his eyes when he saw that he had actually had all of his limbs once again, even the one that Dooku had cut off. He had to find out what happened to him, so Anakin left the temple on Lothal to head back to Coruscant. He arrived on Coruscant to find the Jedi temple intact and full of activity. As he made his way inside and headed towards the library, he was stopped by Ahsoka, who greeted him with the usual, "Hello, Sky Guy." Anakin informed her that he was in a hurry and had to get to the library to do some research. With a quick, "Yes, Master," he was able to continue his investigation into what has changed. Once he got to the library, he couldn't believe the difference in the life that he had. He was able to see that by getting rid of Maul, Qui-Gon was actually able to train him, and with Qui-Gon's help, he was able to learn how to control his emotions and then become the youngest Jedi Knight in Jedi history at the age of 14, beating Vernestra by 1 year. At that point, Anakin was able to understand, over the next 5 years, that all the dreams he had received were part premonition and work of the dark side. Qui-Gon also helped him to love and hold on to people he cared about. This helped him save his mother's life without spilling any blood. By advocacy of Qui-Gon and result of the Clone Wars, Anakin was granted the rank of Master at the age of 24, helping him to be the youngest Jedi to receive the rank of Master. Everything else proceeded as we know it, except Palpatine. Once he took over as Supreme Chancellor, the Jedi caught on and looked into him closer without putting any Jedi at risk. Anakin still offered to be close to him and find out the truth. With the rank of Master and Qui-Gon's knowledge, he was able to find out the ability of becoming a Force ghost and everything about the wills and the will of the Force. This knowledge helped him not to be swayed when Palpatine told him that the dark side could prevent people from dying. With this new info about Palps being a Sith, Anakin went and turned him in and told the council about what he was told. Qui-Gon, Mace, and Anakin then went to arrest Palpatine and throw him in prison. They got there just as Palpatine was executing Order 66. The three of them quickly engaged in a battle with Palpatine. The three of them proved to be more powerful than Palpatine could handle. His only option was to flee and hide somewhere in the outer rim of the galaxy. Due to the execution of Order 66, the Council allowed people to have relationships to help rebuild the Order after all of the losses they sustained. This allowed Anakin to let his relationship with Padme be out in the open. They were also able to have the twins, Luke and Leia, be born into the Jedi Order and be raised as the next generation of Jedi. Suddenly, Masters Qui-Gon and Kenobi came in to let Anakin know that they got a lead on the whereabouts of Palpatine and that they had to leave right away. Anakin couldn't believe the turn his life took from the simple choice to go back and stop Maul from killing Qui-Gon. Anakin is very happy and pleased with the way things have turned out. Like Anakin, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment, and comment actually some ideas for more what-ifs that you would like to see. I hope you all have a great day. Remember, the Force will be with you, always.